Every time we're gonna do this, huh?
It's time for show and tell.
We're gonna get arrested one day.
And I want you to wake up! We're not watching a movie today, you little fucks. We're watching show and tell. We already watched a movie. You don't get to watch it again.
What are you saying?
The movie we watched that we're going to talk about.
We do this
The
over.
movie. Yeah, you want to do it over? Okay.
No, we don't. No, we don't have to. Keep
Class!
That was a bit.
You don't want to do it again? Then
No,
fine.
it
I
was
did
a
that for
bit.
nothing. Avengers: Age of Ultron is the movie we watched, we were shown, and now we tell.
And
Yeah, we show them, now we tell.
So
That's how show and tell works.
Yeah.
Class, go home and tell your parents what you saw today, what you were
Yeah.
shown.
I hated it.
I hated it.
Yeah, I wasn't too fond of it.
Oh, wait.
Just kidding.
I was kidding.
I loved it.
Actually, wait a minute. I'm kidding now. I thought it was just good. I thought it was okay. Wait, can we be serious?
All right.
Where are
Wait,
we?
so what are
All right,
our
let's start
actual
over.
opinions?
Class! And that's pretty much it.
Holy fuck.
That could actually just be our channel trailer on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Every transition.
Avengers: Age of Ultron is the latest Marvel movie, obviously. It is. Can we count? Let's count real quick.
No, I don't know.
Iron Man,
Iron 2.
Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2,
The
Iron
Hulk,
Man 3. You
Incredible
want to go in
Hulk.
order? Okay, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2,
Thor.
Thor,
Thor and the Dark
Captain America.
Oh, no, Thor,
Then Thor.
Captain America.
then Avengers.
Avengers.
Then
And
Iron
Thor,
Man 3,
then Thor
2, Captain America 2,
Winter Soldier, Guardians
of the Galaxy.
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Are we forgetting any other movies? I think that's it. Somebody's
I think-
screaming at us. That's
No,
the
we
same
shouldn't
thing.
have
I
done
think that's
that.
it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Avengers is here. I guess this is, according to our count, the 11th. Fuck it. There's been a lot of movies. A lot of Marvel movies. But of course, the benefit to that is that we know these characters, we love these characters, and when they come together in Avengers and Avengers: Age of Ultron, the theory is, and the theory,
Everything.
of course, worked in Avengers at least. We know that. The theory is all these characters you love that have been built up on their own coming together is fucking awesome.
Yes.
It was fucking awesome the first time, and this time was the same in that regard. But I wouldn't say it was fucking awesome because we've seen it.
Yeah, that's...
Like, you mean the surprise of everyone
Yeah, like
showing
everyone
up
being together, like we've seen it. So already it's like, yes, that was exactly the same as the first one, for better or worse.
I will just say, before we really get into the nit and gritty of this movie,
The knit and gritty.
The knit
Sitting
and-
pretty with the knit and
the
gritty.
nit and gritty of this movie, my overall thoughts of this movie is that there is a good movie somewhere. Age of Ultron... Age of Ultron, being a good movie, exists somewhere. But
What are you, Stephen Hawking?
when it came, yes, in an alternate reality, in a black hole,
When Stephen came in a black hole.
yeah. I think Avengers: Age of Ultron is a victim of being hack and slashed with just very shoddy editing, with studio compromises. I think they had something good, but then they fucking dropped the ball.
Okay. So that's your kind of like general.
That's my general. Is that
Okay.
I think there could be a cut of this movie that really works.
Okay.
But the cut that was shown in the theaters did not.
Okay.
And-
Jake. Same. So like, give us like a general.
Okay.
General Ross.
A lot of what Mike is talking about are glaring issues that I can totally acknowledge, and that do bother me a little bit, like with how I like the villain and how I like some of the plot. But ultimately, like, those things don't really affect how much I come out of a movie thinking. Like, I still came out and I was like, I had a great time. So
They should.
I really like. They should. Okay. Well,
They should affect
I
that,
think
yeah.
That's up to interpretation.
All right.
But
I think a movie should affect how you feel about the movie.
Oh no, yeah, no, I'm saying, but my feelings. My gut feeling was like, "Fuck, that was so cool."
Because
I'm
it's
going on
you're,
that.
you're talking to okay, maybe replace
Yeah.
movies with blockbusters.
Yes.
How about
Yeah,
that?
okay.
So
But
I,
just to
clarify. Thought it was
I didn't like it as much as the first Avengers, but I almost did.
okay.
It's almost as good as the first one.
I would say it's very far away for me from being the Avengers, close to the first Avengers.
I think it's better in some ways
well,
and not better
okay.
in other ways.
I thought my general thoughts.
You didn't think about this beforehand?
I did thought about it far too much.
Yeah.
I need to see it again. I actually would like to see it again because I am hearing
Same side.
it actually seems like the type of movie that I would enjoy the second time.
I'd say
because
so.
because now my expectations are completely different. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
doesn't even come close to Captain America: Winter Soldier for me.
No, yeah,
which is my
yeah.
number one. I'm sorry, actually, technically Daredevil, number one movie, but Daredevil's my favorite thing Marvel's done for sure.
Yeah.
But we're talking movies. That's very, very different because we had a lot more time with those characters in Daredevil. But yeah, Captain America: Winter Soldier still fucking way up there. Avengers way further up than Avengers: Age of Ultron. I think that I've officially entered into the phase of my life that is superhero movie fatigue.
Yeah, that's a great way to explain it.
I'm just like,
you know what? I was feeling by the end of that movie.
I didn't think it was bad, by the way. I don't think you thought it was
I
bad.
didn't think
either.
it was bad.
Yeah,
but by the end of the movie, I had the same feeling I get from Transformers movies. I was just
I haven't seen one in long enough to know.
I was just like, by the end of the movie, I was just like, just end. I was just
okay,
like,
so let me finish my still a little bit more in the general scope here. For me, there were some parts of this movie that I genuinely fucking loved, like some story aspects that I fucking loved, that were overshadowed by things that I did not. That's what happened. It was a lot of, like, I think the focus was in the wrong place for me personally. For me, I know that maybe some people wouldn't care about the things that I liked more. You know what I mean? So it's for me.
Yeah.
I liked a different movie that was in there that was like kind of like, layered in there, of which this is like 4 different movies, so you can like multiple parts of it. I think there's something for everyone. That's the nice thing. I think there's something for everyone. But the weird thing is, I think that if this was the first Avengers movie, I would have liked it way more.
Oh, I don't even think so.
I think I would have. I think a lot of it was just because I was like, we've done this. And it's just not the same.
I really wasn't thinking that. Yeah.
You know what? Because how do you think the cast did?
The cast?
Keep it general. Still keeping it kind of general.
Honestly, don't think they really... I think they phoned it in a lot.
Well, really, that's funny because I think the reason that I don't feel that way, but the reason that I'm not like jumping my shit for the cast is because I'm like, it's literally like a no shit. They've been doing this for almost a decade.
But they brought nothing new.
Oh, see, for me, right, maybe nothing new, but for me, they brought the exact same thing they've been bringing, which is fucking great. But it's I didn't walk out like they were amazing because it's like, obviously.
For me,
you know what I mean? Like, of course they were amazing. They were all great.
For me, for once, Robert Downey Jr. seemed like the one who didn't stand out.
That's what I meant. Robert Downey Jr. really felt like
this movie shows. Why don't we talk? Let's just talk about the cast here.
Okay.
And again, just clarifying, I had a good time. I wasn't like fucking kill me. Like I've seen far worse movies. I didn't think it was a bad movie at all. When it ended, I looked around and I was like, it was good. It was just good. That's it.
Hey, you see now, when I was saying before about,
let's talk about cast though.
I don't
know if you're talking about cast. Let's talk about that first.
Let's go cast.
Yes, surprisingly, Robert Downey Jr. was definitely not. But you know who was?
Who?
Well, actually, who do you think was? Ready? I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1, and then say your star of the show.
Oh, my star of the show.
Like who you think stole the show? Ready?
Oh, you know who
3,
that is.
2, 1.
Vision?
Hawkeye.
Captain America.
What?
I thought Hawkeye...
Wait a minute, did we all just really have a different one?
Yeah, I thought...
Vision, Captain America, and Hawkeye.
I understand where people say that Hawkeye stole...
Not people, me.
Hawkeye didn't steal the show, but he just proved himself. Okay,
I think he was like he was the emotional arc of the whole fucking thing. Actually, no, he wasn't. Sorry, there's 2 emotional arcs.
He is very much the glue at times.
He is the glue of this movie. Without the movie, there's no real movie. There's no meat without this guy.
Now, I'll get the Hawkeye, but I think what I was saying before, the main problem with this movie is that even though by the end I was like, I want to go home. Like, I really could not give up.
I didn't feel that.
The last 30 minutes of that movie, I was just like,
well, I was going to say about that too, but it wasn't necessarily I want to go home.
But like the reason, I'm really not trying to be cynical, but like I get
you to a point.
I was completely disconnected by the end of the movie. Like I was just like, there was no emotions.
That's so funny.
But listen, was that all we had to say about the cast?
No.
I guess so.
No, it wasn't. Not even close. You keep moving on. Let's fucking focus on
what's on who in the cast?
Who's in the cast? There's way too many people in the cast.
I mean, so who in the cast is there worth talking about?
You picked the Vision. Why?
Because he was neat.
Okay.
Andy Serkis was really cool with his
Andy
very
Serkis was
small
cool.
part. He was entertaining.
Yeah. I didn't get to I thought Hawkeye stole the show, but maybe it's because he never did in the past.
Yeah.
But my favorite too. Well, you know what? It's a story thing, so I'll hold off on that. But I'd say Hawkeye. But what you say, Cap? I think Cap is Chris Evans is Captain America.
Yeah, I say Cap not.
He's perfect.
Not that in this movie he didn't have an arc at all. He was Captain America the whole time.
Because Captain America 3 will do
again,
it.
It's kind of it's kind of like.
But
they brought the exact same thing they bring to the movies, just without as much meat. But it's like they did a fine job.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He was perfect. They gave him so many moments, and they finally cemented him. He got more screen time than Iron Man did, and he finally got cemented as the fucking leader.
Oddly enough, they made him he's the leader. Yeah,
which
they even gave him that line. Of course,
for me that worked.
Yeah, that worked well.
Thor
Thor. See, also, I think Thor is up
Not
there
enough
with. I think
Thor.
up there. Well, okay, maybe not, but I'm
I
saying
think Chris
acting-wise,
Hemsworth he's an amazing
I think
Thor.
he's
Yeah.
perfect as Thor.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
and Chris Evans, but they're so good that I don't appreciate it anymore because I'm like they just are. You know what I mean? Like I'm not
that's what the
impressed as
thing is.
much because like they
In
are
Avengers,
those
like,
characters.
I think that the huge problem is in Avengers 2, the second Avengers movie, it really should have brought something new to the table where the actors could do something different
Sure.
other than being their normal
they
selves.
came close with the dream sequences. They came
It
close.
came closer
Yeah.
because
But they
I
didn't have
thought
enough.
my impression of this movie by the end of it, everyone was gonna fucking hate each other. They were all gonna be at each
Right,
other's
right,
throats,
right.
planting the
But then
seeds
it
for
got
Civil
glossed
War.
over.
Is that the end of Civil War? I guess like. You know,
That's the
into
beginning of
Infinity?
Civil War.
I don't know, but who else? I mean, Mark Ruffalo is fucking excellent as
Mark
well.
Ruffalo is definitely the best Hulk we've ever had.
Oh, for
I
sure.
think,
I mean,
yeah.
that's obvious. Yeah. Well, Eric Bana, but also Scarlett Johansson. I thought fucking killed it, especially in her flashbacks. Fucking awesome.
Samuel L. Jackson honestly didn't need to be there.
Cut him. Cut
He
him.
didn't need to be
Yeah.
there.
Cut him.
Cut him.
I mean,
Would have been so much more impactful if we didn't fucking see him for
like
a while.
he just verbalized what the movie was trying to do, like show that they could do this on their own.
no, cut
yeah.
him.
And
yeah,
he walked
that was
in and
so
said, "You guys can do
unnecessary.
this on your own."
That was a big problem. That whole scene with him.
Yeah.
Um.
But who are
Oh,
new?
James Spader.
Let's say new people. Let's get to that.
We're gonna
Newer
get to-
people. Yeah, let's keep that as a bigger thing. Let's get to the villain as a whole separate topic. But newer people. Elizabeth
Quicksilver.
Olsen as Scarlet Witch.
I liked them a
really
lot.
thought you could so fuck up the whole like
Yeah.
thing.
Which thing?
She killed it. I thought she totally
s-
nailed it. I
she
bought
did-
it 100%.
I didn't like.
But-
Okay, the accents are
her-
one thing, but I
No,
No,
like
no, no,
accents
no, no.
one
I'd
thing.
say that's bigger than one thing. Her and Quicksilver accents were so bad. It was like distractingly bad.
I understand.
It's like when you go to like
it
a
didn't
movie.
distract me, but I
didn't
mean,
distract
I
me.
was aware of
like
it.
when you go to an Adam Sandler movie and they have like a Russian character.
just as bad,
That's what I
yeah.
expect. Like, oh, I am the Russian.
You're right. No, you're right.
Do you want some vodka?
You're
It's
right.
made
It
out
was
of
a very-
potato
It was
juice.
a very caricature
Yeah.
thing. It didn't distract me though in the same way. I think you obviously got a little more issue with it than I did. But I
Yeah.
can acknowledge. I mean, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson was good. Oh,
I actually gave a shit when he died. When he died,
I was just gonna
like,
say
yeah.
this
Oh,
is
okay.
yeah it's in the title so it doesn't matter. But
Oh,
yes, we're
okay,
talking
yeah, we
spoilers,
didn't
so that's
outline
fine.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
just in case anyone somehow missed the title.
Yeah, I was like, the whole
No,
time.
I
I'm
didn't.
like,
I didn't care.
I
I
That's
cared,
right,
and I was
yeah.
like, oh, I guess they did a good job then.
But you know what? I didn't care because
cared.
I was looking. I couldn't help but think like, of course they kill someone that they
don't
just
care
added.
about,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
God
course.
forbid.
It wouldn't kill
I
Thor.
would have been. I would have cried if Hawkeye bit it. At that
That's
point.
what I
They
thought.
really- I
they
thought that
were-
was gonna
I
happen.
really fucking and when they didn't, I was so disappointed. I was like, you could have fucking really.
Because they did the thing. They did the thing in movies where
That
build them up.
emotional-
He's walking out the door and his wife says, "Wait, I love you. I'll see you when you
But
get
it
back."
wasn't
Yeah.
too much to the point where when that happened. See, here's the thing. When that happened, I didn't think, oh, they're gonna kill him. That I would not have liked. I would have been like, oh, that was hammy for them to kill him. The only time that I thought that he might die was at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And then I realized I was like, no, he can't because oh
He can't.
no.
He
And
has
then,
a family, and
but like, and I would have cried. Did you tear up at any point in this movie?
Oh, no.
I
Yeah.
teared up at one moment
Yeah.
that I can't wait to tell you.
Okay, yeah, I cried when they were all fighting and doing the cool
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay. Cool. But
Toward-
at the
in
beginning or the end?
In
At the end. Okay.
The beginning scene.
Well, so let's
You
get
wanna
out
get
of the
to the
cast.
story? You wanna
Do
get
we
to the
finish
story?
cast? Is there anybody
Yes.
else that we need to talk about here?
No,
Besides the
no.
villain.
Besides the villain, we'll talk about the villain separately in the story, I think. But was there anybody else? Because I
No.
want to make sure we get all the new people. Paul Bettany,
Well, just
really
real
cool to
quick,
see him.
I
Yeah.
was really excited to see Falcon and Iron and
Oh,
War
to
Machine
have
show
them
up.
pop in?
When War Machine flew in,
Yo,
to, like, fight
Don
the battle,
Cheadle,
I freaked out.
Don Cheadle fucking
I
killed it in that
fucking
party scene. He
lost
was
my
hysterical.
mind when
Yeah.
he flew in to like help out. I
Yeah.
was like, "This is what this movie finally did. It's juggling all
little
these,
bit.
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah, it's
A little
juggling
bit.
all these like different players, and that they all exist in this world, and some come and some go. And I think
Yeah.
it was cool.
And they work well as side guys.
Definitely.
I'm looking at you, ending of the movie. But
To talk about the whole story of the movie.
Sure.
I wanted to. What I said in the beginning of this review was I felt like there's a good movie here, there's a good story here, but it was just chopped to hell and back.
which we know for fact.
We know for a fact.
That's
Joss,
not an opinion.
That's not an opinion.
There's
Joss
a 3
Whedon
and a
came
half.
out.
There's
Yeah,
like a 3+ hour cut out there.
Yeah.
Joss Whedon said then they had to cut it down. He didn't want to put in the scenes with Thor in the fucking bubble bath.
Yeah.
And they told him we're gonna cut out this shit that you love so much, which was the shit that I loved, like the flashbacks in the farmhouse.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff affecting this.
So-
more so it seems than any other Marvel movie yet, honestly.
What I think makes a good movie, especially a good superhero movie with good heroes and good villains, is you have a connection to the character, an emotional connection that's done with
Yup.
you build up a character, you give them a
Which they've
backstory.
done with multiple movies now.
They've done with multiple movies. That being said, I had no fucking idea what Ultron was doing. I had no fucking idea what Ultron was.
You know what? Is there a way we could watch this movie without Ultron in it?
Yes.
Does that movie exist?
It exists. You could cut Ultron out of the whole fucking movie.
Wait, do we all agree that Ultron was the most boring fucking villain?
He really was. I mean, but
He
the thing
was
is,
exciting, like,
he could have
when
been
he
Character-wise, like, if I could just have a conversation with him, cool. James
But
Spader's awesome.
All those scenes, like if they had just had one scene where they gave Ultron a little characterization, they say,
They did. It was when he fucking walked into the party and then they fucking got rid of it. He looked way cooler and was way more interesting when he was the fucking adjunct fucking Iron Man suit.
If
was the villain throughout the movie, it would have been fucking terrifying.
But I mean, I'm saying that even the way that Ultron was the whole movie, I'm not saying you change a thing. Just if you just
not his look, you're just saying story-wise.
If the story-wise, if you just added he gave him a backbone, like his whole story. Like, why does he want to like?
You're thinking they maybe cut.
Yeah. Why is he evil? Why does he act like Iron Man? Why is why is anything
okay.
anything? It's like
right. So for me, actually, there was slight build up a little bit. I was like, you know what? I James Spader cracking jokes, whatever. I get it. He's a wisecracker, but I was like, it's really not working for me. Like, I don't feel any. I'm not scared of this villain at all. I don't know why anybody is. But it did make more sense. I will say, in all fairness, they did explain. Like, they were like, where did he learn it from? And I'm like, okay, so he's like Tony Stark. I get
why?
It. That made it a little better for me.
Yeah, like
because I mean, he learned from him, I guess, from like being created by him, right?
But he wasn't created by him. He came from
Bruce Banner.
He came from the gem. That's the thing.
Well, I'm saying,
like, where did Ultron? Was Ultron
they were working on the Ultron project that Bruce?
But they weren't. It's like
it's like at the plot right now. Like we can't.
No, we can.
Well,
maybe,
wait, am I wrong? Weren't they at the beginning talking?
You are wrong because they were talking about Ultron. They were like, yeah, we're gonna build Ultron. He's gonna be great. But then Tony Stark. Then Tony Stark comes in with the gem and says, "Look at this brain I found in the gem. It's so much more advanced."
Right, but I thought
that turned out to be
Ultron.
No.
I thought it merged.
Ultron. They said this could be the key to finish Ultron.
Yeah,
but then Ultron
like the missing piece.
But it just turned on by itself, and it was like, I'm Ultron.
Whatever.
I'm Ultron. I'm gonna kill Jarvis.
Can we just say that scene was fucking incredible though when he first
switched
turned on because he was like he literally what is the first thing he says?
Like, he was like, "What am I?"
He just goes, "What am I?" And then in the next thing.
And then
he's already learned so much. Yeah, that scene actually was really fucking. I was actually kind of scary because he was like learning so quickly. He started out as curious, and by the end of that scene, he was like bored as fuck talking to Jarvis, and he was like, "Fuck it, I'm out."
Yeah,
it was like over like 10 seconds. That was actually pretty cool.
It was very fleeting.
That's scary.
Cool,
you could definitely see in the movie,
and that was it.
You could definitely see in the movie that they were trying to make Ultron a parallel to Tony Stark,
right? And like a prophet, and like,
but it's like because I mean, in the comic books, Ultron is based off of Ant-Man's brain.
Yeah,
like that's the point. Like Ultron, like that's like the thing. It's like Ultron is very similar to Ant-Man, but he's evil. So in the movie, I'm guessing.
By the way, just side note, I didn't mind at all that it was a different way that he came.
Oh no,
that was fine. That didn't bother me.
What I was
same with the Vision.
What I thought was cool was that Tony Stark was going to be building this thing that becomes evil. So you think it was
less Tony Stark's fault than you would have liked, basically? It was just Tony Stark
it was just like we just found this magic brain, and now he's a bad guy.
Where did they find it again? Oh,
in the gem.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they were mad at him at first when he did it, and then by the end they were like, whatever, Tony.
It's okay.
That's the other thing.
Up your mess,
like
dude.
in the trailer,
could have been cool. That could have been really cool if they were really pissed at him.
In the trailer,
Civil War was going to start.
Yeah, in the trailer, like Thor grabs Iron Man by the throat. That turned out to be nothing.
Yeah, they were like, hey, stop. And he's like, all right, I'm sorry.
I thought the movie was going to be like Iron Man makes Ultron, and then everybody hates him for it. Like, I fucked up. And
and they're all against him. Like, that would have been cool.
Then it's like Ultron just flies away.
It was kind of, unfortunately, it was very much the same movie, just with a different villain, but lesser.
Yeah.
Like, in the sense that they all just like, all right, let's
do
it.
The reason...
had more interest.
I'm sorry, Jake.
No, go ahead.
The main reason, I mean...
The villain's very important. This is all fair. The villain's important to the movie.
Just a question to you guys. A real reason why I felt very disconnected from this movie. When you saw the first Avengers, and the Avengers first started fighting the aliens, it was like, yeah, get those aliens.
Well, you know how... Do I need to really go into like how I feel about them fighting robots and stuff? Or?
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
When they were just fighting hordes of robots, it was just... When they were fighting hordes of robots, there was just nothing. I cared about nothing.
But
it was like...
I didn't need to say that to...
That's what I fucking came to the movie for.
Why?
To see just a random faceless army again?
It's just nothingness.
It's more about them doing their thing.
But I would have liked it a lot better.
Civil War because it's gonna be characters I give a shit about fighting.
It'll be good sometimes for them to show down, but like when you just have a bunch of superhero characters, what else are they gonna do?
Fight.
They're not gonna.
But
fight
I just said. What I just said.
Is that the meeting? And nobody's like, I've got an idea.
What I just said.
So sad.
Listen, when the Avengers won, when they fought the aliens, it was great
because it was new. Because we were seeing the Avengers teaming up for the
Avengers,
first time.
and they were fighting aliens, and it felt real. It was like, yeah, get those aliens. When they were just fighting like robots that you could kill.
Was like
and
the same thing but lesser.
It's like And those robots, they were like made of wet paper.
Yeah, they did.
It's just like, here comes another Ultron bot.
Yeah, at no point am I concerned that one of them can't take it on. So it's like
I can't do this anymore. Like I'm gonna like have a breakdown. Like
it's superhero fatigue.
I
man.
like.
You
guys are
making
making me not like a movie.
It's not us. It's not us. It's the movie. It's the movie.
It's clearly you guys. If I liked it and I had a great time, and now you guys are trying. Like now you guys are making me not like it with all your fucking bullshit.
No, it's not bullshit. It's logic. We're telling you the logic of the movie.
But wait.
Logic takes away you having fun.
Listen,
no, it shouldn't.
No, listen. I did have fun watching fucking Hulk tear apart things like that. Yes, it was fun. But my point is, okay, so what we're saying to you, and I'm being serious here, you enjoyed that the first time. Why? Like them tearing apart the robots. Why?
Because it was cool.
And now, what did we just say that made you think otherwise?
It's just like it's just wearing me down.
But like what?
Why is it wearing you down?
What did we say that just made you change your mind?
No, it didn't change my mind.
Or make
it's
you
just like,
think otherwise.
God, like, am I not supposed to like this movie? Like, that's what I feel like.
But that's kind of if your movie, if your opinion
if you're
of the
having
movie
that,
can't hold up against someone saying this.
If that's the question you're thinking,
like I love Hulk. You guys shit on it all the time. It doesn't change my opinion because I still love it. You guys can't tear it down. I love it.
If your opinion is that like
movie Hulk,
Hulk 2003. Like I know why I like it. You sounds like you don't know why you like this.
If I mean honestly, if your opinion is that kind of like
it's like your opinion, that's not your.
Then that's not good.
Yeah,
you should walk away and be like, fuck yeah, that was great.
Like,
I fucking love it.
Even what you guys are saying right now and what we said before, like no matter what I say.
I'm only talking about this movie.
Yes, but now no matter even with this and with everything before, no matter what I say, it's not gonna work. You guys are gonna disagree.
Well, no, I liked parts of it though. I might agree with you on a lot of things.
I'm sorry.
The only part, okay, literally.
You're acting like the people in our comments. Like it's our fault that movies suck now.
No, not at all. No,
that's exactly what you're saying.
And also that for some reason we're not allowed to not like it.
Yeah.
No, but also I'm supposed to be
making it sound
no, but listen, no, I'm supposed to be stupid because I like seeing the Avengers fight robots.
No, not at all. It's just not something that appeals to me.
It's. I mean,
making it seem like it's the end of the world that the Avengers are going to fight robots.
No, I'm not saying it's the end of the world. I'm saying that the Avengers could have fought something more exciting.
There's got to be something.
Like even
each other. Civil War's gonna be. I'm excited for Civil War.
It's like when they were just like tearing the robots down, and Ultron was just like I'm all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
that. I will give you. If
actually, I did like that his voice came to each one.
If the person behind the robots was more compelling.
It's
that
like
yes.
Maybe that's it because whatever. I understand the whole like faceless army thing. Yeah, they need something to occupy them for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? While they jump around dealing with the main villain.
Yeah.
But the main villain, like, here's the problem. Since I didn't like the main villain, all I had was these fucking robots. Like, and that was nothing. On top of that. We haven't even gotten into.
Hold on,
the city.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna fucking get to that. Believe me.
They just believe
me. I will get to that.
First, okay, so that's Captain America, Guardians of the Galaxy, and now this.
Oh no, Thor 2
falling out of the sky.
No, Thor 2, Captain America 2,
my point is,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Something else.
There's I want to name all the movies. I want to name.
Go underground.
Yeah. Thor 2, Captain America 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers somewhat. All involve a thing in the sky that crashes. What the
I'm
fuck?
just like I don't think you can blame me for being bored of seeing that over and over again.
It's literally the same plot device.
The funny thing about it was I said this about X-Men Days of Future Past.
Mm-hmm.
I felt nothing when he lifted the whole stadium, remember? All I could think
that was part of the plot. Yeah. That Magneto. I mean,
but
it's crazy.
Like,
Magneto was using a stadium to to block off everything.
Yes,
that
I got
worked
that.
some way.
Yes, but it did. But in my mind, I was like, I know that deep down they're thinking bigger.
We got to have a bigger thing crash into the world.
Yes, but they at least figured out a way to make it make sense in the story. Cool. With this, like, I was literally thinking, I was like, in my mind, I was like, I wonder what like the bigger thing in this movie is. And it literally was just physically bigger. It was just physically bigger.
I could not. Well, let me just say it. I could not.
Imagine my face.
I actually, as soon as it happened,
when
you came into my mind.
Lifted,
you came into my mind as soon as that happened. I was like, oh man, Eric's gonna love this.
You want to know why? Because at that point. I was so invested in other parts of the story, and I was like, "This is where we're fucking going."
All right, so
there were better things in this movie.
Let's just Ultron. All right,
what? How about this? Let's end with the things we liked.
I just want to get that out of the way.
All right,
wait,
good, because I liked so many.
I just want to get that out of the way. Part of the story.
Wait, did we say? Go ahead.
No, I'm just about the whole city thing. I wanted to finish that up. Ultron, he collects all of the vibranium. All right. So here's his plan. Ultron's got the invincible vibranium. what is he gonna do? Is he gonna make a invincible robot army? Is he gonna make himself invincible? No, I'm gonna fly a city and then
Why
crash
didn't he just
the
make
city.
a ball out of the
adamantium,
Why
out
didn't
of
he
the
make a rocket
vibranium.
out of the vibranium?
Why didn't he just make all of the other Ultron robots strong Ultron robots?
He was fascinated. Like, I mean, not that I'm defending
Like-
because I'm not into it, but there is like. And like, because people in the comments are gonna be like, "Oh well, but he did say this." Like, he was fascinated with the idea of an asteroid and how it just cleanses the Earth.
Right.
And this
Yes,
whole,
I know. I heard that.
And like,
but like,
okay,
then,
fine.
But then like,
That's really
why
how
not?
you
You're telling me he
fine,
couldn't like go get an asteroid or something? Like, I feel like he could have
Like,
gone and gotten an
if
asteroid.
he had the
He
technology,
turned a city into an asteroid.
if he had the technology to lift a city
Yeah.
into the
it would
sky,
have been way easier
There's-
to create an asteroid.
It's
Honestly,
very
he could have made a
unnecessarily-
ball of
He could've
vibranium.
easily made the same shit that fucking Zod
Yeah.
made in Man of Steel with that vibranium.
Yeah,
That was some shit I didn't like
He
in the
used
movie.
the vibranium to make, like, to reinforce it against dirt, essentially, like in the earth. Like, oh, good, it won't cave
Yeah,
in.
like I was like, okay, like this is just happening now. All of a sudden, it's floating.
It
okay.
literally was just like bigger, faster, louder. Jurassic World coming this
But
summer.
with that city floating within it, when they were just saving people, I thought that was really cool.
I thought that was
I enjoyed that.
was
We're
yeah,
like,
I
we
mean,
gotta
okay,
save the
again,
people.
I love the characters are all great, and they are so cool. Like the actors do a great job again,
They do.
and I take it for granted. Honestly, that was my problem. That's the word I was looking for. I take it so for granted
Yeah, you were
because
saying
walking
that to
out of
me.
this movie, I told you this, right? Walking out of this movie, I take it for granted how incredible the cast is. Because usually when you leave a movie, how is the story? How did it look? Like how was the cast? Like those are your three main things, right? The writing, the directing, and the acting are like your three main things, and then you go into the score and stuff. And like you walk out of this movie and the acting doesn't factor in for me anymore because I know they're fucking great. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm getting off. Sorry. Yes, I enjoy watching them fucking jump around and stuff. It's really cool. Really, really cool. It's just that, I'd like to see them battling a more interesting villain.
I think like
Here's my problem now because you just brought up like another problem I had, and we will end with the things we liked, of which there are things that I absolutely fucking loved.
promise.
I did tear up at one point, but all of the
Oh, the reindeer.
yeah, used to laugh and call them names. No, all of the fight scenes were in gray-brown cityscapes.
Yeah,
Like
I
there
was-
no visual. There was nothing visually stimulating about them. It was just gray and brown, like cities.
in Avengers 1,
Except for
like,
the beginning. The beginning was
Yeah.
in cool snowy woods, and that looked awesome. And that was
I
just the
mean, like
beginning.
even like the choreography of the fight scenes in Avengers 1 when Hulk was tearing shit up, I was like, "Fuck yeah, Hulk! Yeah, you punch those aliens! Fuck yeah, fuck
Right.
yeah!"
You know what we needed?
Yeah.
A fucking like Hulk smack or something, like a Hulk clap fucking thing. Like we needed something new.
But
from
just
their,
like the way
their
all of these,
repertoire.
with all the fights, like I never got that feeling of like,
How,
"Fuck!"
come on,
yeah,
how
like-
about Vision, Iron Man, and Thor all at once though? That was the cool moment. That was like the one big
I
thing.
thought it was
that
cool,
they
but
did.
I was also like, oh, it's so easy to kill him. You know?
Was that Ultron that they did that too?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah.
I thought that was a throwaway.
Yeah.
No,
I was about to say that was a throwaway, right? Wasn't
That's
it?
how
They
they
just
do
now
it.
blew
with,
somebody
with
away.
the action scenes, it's funny. Like
So wait a
because
minute. They only needed 1/4 of the Avengers to kill.
Yeah.
Ultron.
with the action, it was funny because that first scene, I actually really didn't like that. I thought
I actually didn't like
too-
that first scene
I didn't either, but
yeah.
I
It
thought
was
by
funny.
the end of the movie, I was like, "Wow!" Accidentally,
Yeah.
that was the best scene in the movie,
No,
though, because of
oh,
the
no.
woods.
So for me,
because
like
of the woods.
it was funny because like
I like the
it
woods.
was hilarious, but like there was so much CG going on. I was like, wait, I can't
Oh,
even see
yeah.
what's
Oh,
going
yeah.
on.
There was
That
yeah.
as cool as that slow mo thing of them going across,
Yeah.
that thing's a fucking
It looks like
Yeah.
a
mess.
mess.
Like
yeah.
YouTube, honestly, probably could have hired some YouTubers
Yeah.
to do it
But
better.
then by
Speaking
the
of-
end,
sorry to
yeah.
say,
Let me just finish that point. But by
Yes.
the end, like I guess once like there was more, like they set up all these things with the characters and they delved into them a little bit, and then like the scene in the end when they're all doing their thing, the scene just felt a little more tangible. It wasn't just
Sure.
like a flying CG fest.
Sure.
And
and
by
you
the end I
can't
was
beat
like
that
hooked.
score when that score plays real loud. I can't help it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing
Yeah.
that'll break
Hell
through
yeah.
any of the stuff I don't like.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. You could show me fucking.
Yeah.
You could show me anything, and I would fucking love it. I really do love that score. But I think. I mean, what about things we liked?
Things we liked. I will
do
say
you think?
one scene, almost a saving grace of the movie for me. I don't think a lot of people will even agree with me, but towards the very ending,
That's not good if they won't
Yeah.
agree with you.
Towards the very ending with Vision and the last Ultron robot.
Yeah,
I thought that was the best
That
scene
was
in the movie.
cool.
because it wasn't just.
It wasn't like a mess. It was like
wasn't just a fucking.
it was like
what?
it was
Conversation.
it was like
It was an
it was
interesting conversation.
it was two characters doing their character things, having a important conversation, and it looked great. The fucking the destroyed Ultron robot.
Yeah.
I wish he looked
was
like
like-
that.
I
the
wish.
whole movie.
Oh,
so
yeah.
do I.
The design of Ultron was the most boring. The mouth moving. I was
That
like,
was
He was like a
like-
goofball.
it looked terrible.
he looks
if
silly.
they had him be, maybe this is just me.
Things we
The
like.
thing from the beginning. Well, I loved the way he looked in the beginning. How about that?
Yeah.
Nice.
That was legitimate. That was terrifying. That whole scene, I had like chills.
I liked when
That was
Vision
wonderful.
first showed up and he was just looking at the city like, holy fuck, I'm
Vision was
alive.
cool.
Holy
Vision was
fuck,
cool.
yes.
Holy fuck, that's New York
Ironically,
City.
the weirdest thing, perhaps the only time in the world, in life, that I will ever say that I wish he was CG and not practical, though.
Really?
Because,
Really? I like
because everything else is CG.
That's true.
And
That's
I'm like, why is
true.
this paint man here?
That is true. What are movies doing
Like,
to us?
What? Like, wait a minute. I was like, yes, I love practical, but then other things have to be practical.
Like-
Imagine like Toy Story and then a human,
And then a human walked in.
a human
my
Andy.
God.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, like if
And
you just
ironically, like
yeah.
the least likely to be practical. He's fucking got like
Yeah.
shit going through his face. I'm
and
like,
I mean, Vision looked
he
beautiful.
He looked great.
Yeah.
It was just
But
because it
it
was
was-
real that I was like, wait a minute, it looks so
like
bizarre.
Like if they could do Vision, Ultron could have been real. Easily,
Could you
Ultron could
imagine
have been
if-
real,
oh,
right?
If
Yeah.
they just fucking
Oh,
slapped.
definitely.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Imagine like a puppeteer wearing one of those suits where like he controls the arm from out here. You know what I mean? Like one of those
Yeah.
things. Like,
Not only
Or if they
that,
just
it's
put a man in a silver robot
could
suit.
have been a fucking puppet.
Could- it
or
could have-
something.
yeah.
That
But
could have been
I,
cooler.
I really liked the obviously I like the whole Africa thing. I like the Hulkbuster scene, but before that,
Oh yeah, wait, real quick. What's your favorite scene in the movie? What's your favorite scene?
That was- I
let's
just
do that.
said it.
That? Okay,
Yeah.
what was your favorite scene? I'll say mine. The Hulkbuster versus Iron Man. Hulkbuster versus Hulk fight was, I thought, the best part of the movie.
I like the Black Widow flashbacks and Captain America's.
All the flashbacks were-
not flashbacks.
The-
scenes,
whatever they were,
fear
the
scenes.
dreams,
I will
yeah.
say that you guys.
By the way,
didn't-
better villain. She's already she affected them far more than Ultron did.
yeah, I was gonna say
She's a way better villain. She got them to all like freak out.
the scene where she was like fucking with everybody's minds.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest
I
editing.
loved it though.
Weirdest editing. Like
I
when
loved all of
she
it.
was just kind of like just popping in and out of places.
Yeah.
Wait, the first time they showed her and she did like that reverse like sped up camera like when she goes into the door.
That was
I was
fucking like Blair Witch 2
I was
on
like,
the bridge.
wait, are they gonna do like a horror thing with her?
Yeah.
And then they only
Kinda
really did
almost
it in the beginning.
Like she probably could have been the villain of the whole movie.
Oh, definitely. She's
Because
so
she could have
powerful.
turned them on each other.
Yeah.
But they started to. Like
They
they
did.
made them all scared. She's the only person in the movie that scared the Avengers.
She was
Yeah.
she was the only person that like presented a
That
real
affected
threat.
them at
'Cause,
all.
I mean, even them like
And
saving
I-
the world was kind of easy.
That's
for them.
why I attached. That's the stuff I loved.
I will say
that and the farmhouse, all that. And now, obviously, someone could be like, "Oh, you emo, fucking hipster, fucking queer, whatever the fuck you want to say." Like, first of all, don't say that. That's
yeah,
derogatory.
don't say
but
that, yeah.
don't say queer in that way. But it's just like I'm sorry for having an emotional attachment to emotionally attachable things.
Yeah,
as opposed to
especially when
a
it's done
robot
good. When it's done
that
good.
never at all gives me a reason to give a shit.
Now I
You know what
think
mean?
I think
loved all of that.
to get back to
I
my
loved it.
to get back to my very first point.
Just like it, loved it.
To get back to my very first point, there were scenes with Ultron where like he had like emotions. Where like when the twins left and he was like, no, like I thought that like
Ooh, that was sarcasm, wasn't it?
Oh, no.
Did he mean that?
he meant it.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, you're right. No, you're right. When they leave after he guts what's her face.
yeah, like,
the
yeah,
fuck- was
you
like,
could
"Oh,
see
shit."
that they were trying to give Ultron humanity and emotion,
They were just
and
trying
I
to
feel
fucking
like
director's
and I
cut.
feel like it was all there.
You got to see this director's cut.
It was all there, but
You
then they
have to.
just cut it up.
You know,
They
you
cut
know,
a
you
lot
know what?
out.
I really got excited, and it was very like typical like Marvel universe building. But when they brought up Wakanda, I
Oh,
was
yeah, that was kind of that was
freaking
cool.
out.
That was cool.
That was pretty
freaking
cool.
out.
Yeah.
I think though my favorite scene. I don't know what my
Yeah, what was your favorite
was.
scene?
I honestly I liked the last scene when they were just doing their thing, saving people, fighting robots.
Oh, okay. By the way, I checked out completely when the city started to float. I was like, damn, this is where they're going with this, huh? Damn. I checked in completely when Hawkeye got back involved. And he was talking to Scarlet Witch.
yeah,
that
when
was
he's like,
beautiful.
listen, I'm a guy with a bow and arrow. We're fighting.
I don't
robots."
know
That
what
was
the
a great
fuck we're
scene.
doing.
That was a great
And then
scene.
forget about it. No one would know.
Yeah.
No one would know.
Yeah.
I thought he was incredible. He was fucking amazing. Good for him. Again, if they killed him, that would have made me like the movie a lot more. But at least they killed someone for real, though. By the way, for the first
Yeah.
time in the whole universe.
We
Lots
don't
of-
even know.
No, they've said he is dead.
Yeah, they
think
have.
he's
They
dead.
said that, huh?
No, they never said it about Coulson.
Coming
They
soon.
Never said it about
Coming
Coulson.
soon. Quicksilver
They
bot.
never said it about Coulson. They
What
hinted that he wasn't.
What they did do well in this, like the first Avengers, is that there's a lot of moments in this movie. Like there's a lot of
Sure.
moments that like you're gonna see on Tumblr, like GIF. You know?
Yeah, but none of them are the action scenes. scenes for me, honestly.
No, but I'm saying like just like silly stuff like the hammer bit, the bit with
That
Vision.
was them at the
handing
party. That
Thor
was
the-
incredible.
when
Again,
Vision
all of
hands
them
Thor his hammer.
characters I care
Amazing.
about. Yeah, love it.
Amazing.
Love it. My favorite scene I said was the Hulk. Yeah, the Hulk scene. I think the reason is because you're gonna fucking, oh god, here comes the hipster thing. I am so into. I know Mike is gonna not even know what I'm fucking talking about. I am so into Hulk and Black Widow.
Why would I not?
Oh, I don't know. I just thought it'd be like the romance part.
No,
Why?
I'm into it too, and that goes
No, it's
completely
like-
against my like comic book.
I know it's a comic book movie. I understand that's not
That
what
was a
you're there
huge
for.
thing.
Yeah.
Like
I loved it.
that
so
was a great.
much.
That was a great arc. For
Like
the whole,
I
yeah.
will fucking weep if in a future movie if there's a scene if like Black Widow bites it and like Hulk has, I will fucking weep. I will
Like,
be
yeah,
so.
it's very classic.
Look at this. Just thinking
Yeah.
about it, I'm fucking shaking.
That's
I
like-
would be so sad.
It's so classic. It's like turn the plane around, Hulk. Come on, man. What are you
Sun's
doing?
getting real low.
I
I
think
like that line of dialogue.
I
but that's
love
fine.
that line of dialogue.
It has a lot of meaning. So it's
Harkens
good.
back to the old Hulk. Yes.
I really like I think that whole the whole romance thing, it was important. It was important for the
You know what?
characters.
Can we-
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I hate to talk about this, but can we just say for real? People have been I've seen, and I don't like
People
to
have been
like
mad.
people have been complaining that like, oh, Black Widow's whole thing is that she's a lovesick puppy, whatever. I
don't see that.
never saw that.
don't see
I
that
saw
at all.
her
Fuck off.
taking control
Yeah.
of her like
She wants
of her,
it.
Yeah, she wants
She
it.
wanted
She's
it.
pushing it. She's not like Bruce Banner is the weaker, like
He's
is the
the
weak
damsel
one.
in
Yeah, he's the
distress,
damsel in distress
basically. Yeah.
in romance wise. Yes,
Yeah.
they kidnapped her toward the end of the movie, whatever. Yeah,
But what
that
did
was
they
kinda
want?
like.
What do people honestly want Black
Well, I
Widow to
don't-
do? Did they want Black Widow to just be like, I'm the strongest
Also,
fucking
guess
person
what?
on the planet?
Another thing, sorry, that I've been seeing people complaining about, and again, this doesn't affect my opinion because I disagree with it 100%. They said, being sterilized doesn't make you a monster, it makes you a victim. And I'm like, but she doesn't see it that way. She's a character.
yeah,
Yeah.
but she volunteered.
But and also, well, that's fine. But they're saying victim in the sense that yes, but it's still very sad because she didn't want to live that life.
Yeah, she
They
did.
No, they built her into that. It's like
she wanted to. But she
wanted to
yeah.
from birth. I'm talking about she was raised into it.
Yeah.
And so, but my thing is like I thought that was so sad because I was like, she thinks she's a monster. I don't think she's a monster.
No,
I felt really bad for her.
Well, we never
But so it's
see-
like people are looking at it as like because she said she's a monster, that makes her a monster. That's not how it works.
No.
She feels she's a monster. I don't think so at
That's
all.
her opinion.
That's beautiful.
And
Like,
we're
I
gonna
think-
hear
Yeah,
that and say,
and it's
no, you're
the
not.
contrast
So
is
my
that
favorite parts of the
she's
movie
dating
here
a
are-
literal monster.
Yeah.
That's the contrast. Exactly. And so I'm not necessarily trying to fight back opinions. I'm saying I actually really liked all of that, and I was so surprised by the backlash. Then again, I wasn't. But
You wanna? Let's go a little towards the ending.
sure, yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's all I had to say about that. I really loved, like, the part that I teared up at. I just want to say because I loved the Hulk stuff. I am so the Hulk. It's so sad. It's so beautiful. He is the Shakespeare character in this movie. It's such a Shakespearean, like, amazing, like, vibe to it. I feel so fucking bad for the Hulk. I love
Hulk
him.
sad.
Weep for
The
the
part that I actually teared up at a little bit. No joke. During the best scene in the movie, I think it was like right before How Quick Can We Buy That Building, which was incredibly brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, not to dig on Man of Steel, but Iron Man was all about let's get you out of the city.
Yeah.
So you learn a thing or two there.
How empty is that building?
Yeah. No, but I teared up. There was a part, I can't tell you exactly when it was. I could pinpoint it in the movie when Hulk, during that battle, he fucking like yelled. He like roared in like pain and just like what the fuck is going on? Like he seemed confused. He seemed upset. He seemed
Yeah.
in pain. It was like I think he like yanked him or something like that
Yeah.
somehow. He got yanked and he just goes like, "Bruh!" But the way he did it was not goofy. It was not silly. It was like that. Like in my heart, I was just like, "Oh my god, this poor guy."
Poor Hulk.
And
Poor
I
Hulk.
couldn't- Can you imagine? I'm watching a scene of just destruction of a city, and all I'm thinking is, when
I feel
he
bad for
wakes
the
up,
green guy.
he's gonna want to kill himself. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna
Yeah.
feel so sad.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking while watching. That was the best scene. That was fucking incredible.
That's
And
what-
guess what? You know why? Characters we care about going at it. That's it.
It did
Yeah.
that
That's it.
very well. I
Now,
cheered up. There was a
robots
part when
don't care.
There was a part
Sorry.
when Captain America did a flip, and like
I believe
no,
you.
like it was like the way he did the flip, and like he threw the shield, and I started crying.
So
when
again,
it- when
I want to
it-
make it clear. I loved a few things in this movie. I really did.
I
really
Oh,
did.
yeah, we-
I really wanted to.
And I wanted to love more. I did.
Yeah, but it's this saying that a lot of superhero movies or anything should take to heart a lot. To knock something down, you got to build it up first, right? Because
Right.
if you just see a character like explode in a crazy building explosion with no character build up, you just
Right.
go, "Oh, okay." I guess that character
That
dead.
happened.
That
yeah.
happened.
It
If,
almost
like,
is his backstory.
Like, say,
Essentially,
if
he
they
dies.
if they built up Ultron a little more, and then he gets betrayed, and he's like, "No, my only friends." Like, then that would have been like, "Oh, Ultron."
You know what? Yeah, there's a lot of
But-
ways this could have been way more
Yeah.
interesting.
I think,
Ultron just was not interesting. James Spader, again, he's
Great,
funny.
yeah.
His voice, great.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Missed
It was
potential. Cool on paper,
The
you
most
know.
intense. So you know what? That's it. It was just missed potential. We all wanted it to be better. Ending. What do you think? I mean, ending, going off onto where everyone's going. Let's never see a Planet
little
Hulk.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please,
It's gonna happen.
never.
It was a
No,
little
no.
weird the way it
I
ended.
hope he goes away for a while and then comes back.
That's
I don't-
like the Hulk's biggest comic book.
I
Though.
know, but
Like,
I won't like that, and it'll ruin the Hulk. Is my favorite fucking part right now.
It was a little weird how it ended, but I couldn't help but still be excited.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for Civil War.
Avengers.
you know, a great way.
You know.
You know.
Oh, I'm so glad he didn't say assemble. That was wonderful. What a wonderful way to end it.
I'm gonna hate to make more of a tangent here, but you know what? A great
Not
fucking
too long of a tangent.
a
'Cause
great
I don't know how
great
much-
fucking way to make Planet Hulk a movie. Make a Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Ooh, you know what?
Ooh,
That's
holy
a
shit.
different
There
way
you
to
go.
do it. You're right.
They
If
show
it
up
was
on-
a Hulk
yeah.
movie, it wouldn't work. I don't think.
No, yeah, you
Couldn't
couldn't
make
have a
Planet
whole
Hulk
movie. Just Guardians of the Galaxy. They show up on Hulk Planet.
But yeah, well, it's funny because
Yeah.
the way it ended was very like. Well, first of all, yeah, I wanted everyone to be pissed at each other, and everyone was totally.
Yeah, they didn't
cool.
plant any seeds.
There was no
They
emotion.
were
I
all
thought they
cool
were
with each
be-
other, and then they left.
and then
all
they
went
left,
their
and then
separate
they
ways.
were like, "All right, everybody, look at your cool new team." And I'm like, the B characters.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
wait. So now, what does that mean? Now they're not going to work together?
I don't
Like,
understand. Yeah.
I thought there would have been at least like a little seed. Like when they were parting ways in Iron Man, it was talking to Captain America. Like,
Yeah.
see you, Cap. He'd be like, all right.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
See you, Cap. You
yeah,
fucking
see you in the Civil
fucking
War.
asshole.
He's in the car. He's like, and he
Yeah.
rolls
Yeah.
up the window. Like, all right, we're gonna have a Civil
I'll
War
see you
soon.
in the
Yeah,
Civil
it
War.
was. You know what? It was a weird ending, but after that whole big battle scene, I was definitely removed a lot, so it wasn't like a big like. You know,
Yeah. So-
my stuff I liked was more in the halfway and toward the beginning, like the Hulk stuff and all that. I really loved.
Thought Thanos was pretty cool.
I wasn't into that.
Awful.
Really?
Awful.
Yeah. Why?
The mid-credit scene, I was just
It
like,
was cool how he was like, "Fuck it, I'll kill him."
Yeah, it's
you know
cool,
what?
sure.
But at the same time, I was like, I've seen him a bunch of times.
over 3 years, they
Yeah.
totally blew their wad on that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
mean-
I
Well, Thanos was already completely revealed in Guardians of the
Yeah,
Galaxy, so
yeah.
I mean,
completely.
He had a scene
They
where
if
he
they cut
talked.
him from Guardians, maybe I would. You know what? If they cut him from Guardians, I would have been way more
but
excited
you know
about
what?
that
The
mid-credit scene.
only time
That's
in the-
basically like showing
yeah.
Nick Fury at this point.
the only time in the whole movie where I actually were like, whoa, was when they showed the gauntlet. I was like, wow, gauntlet.
That was cool.
was
Different
like,
one,
yeah.
not Odin's.
The
That's
three
not
three
Odin's.
times we've seen
Oh,
him though.
by the way, if Loki had been in the movie, I would have lost my shit because Loki is so much better of a villain of a character of anything than
Yeah.
anybody. in
The
this
3
fucking
times
movie.
he was cut. I mean, the 3 times we've seen Thanos, it's like, and now with this scene, it's like, okay, I'm gonna do a thing.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, all right, I'm
It's-
getting ready.
Thanos
and
is
then
at
he's
the
like,
fucking
all right,
top
I'm gonna
of
do it.
Yeah.
Thanos is standing on a fucking diving board.
Yes.
And I'm over here like, just fucking jump.
Do a flip, you
And
faggot.
And I want to be quoted on that
Fine, I'll do it.
myself. He jumps.
Yes.
Well, no one's gonna help you.
I think that's gonna be.
Yeah.
I
they
think
really
the,
showed him really early, huh?
Yeah.
Fucking years
But you
ago.
know what? As like I just said, to build something up, you got to knock something down. You got to build it up.
They might not have. Maybe Guardians was not the best idea.
I think if they're doing it right, I think.
I'm excited for
then
Thanos to
everything
really
will be
get in there.
everything will be forgiven if Avengers 3 turns out to be the most emotionally connected thing.
Which,
Like, with Thanos.
theoretically,
Yeah.
it will be because there will be no random ass villain. We know
Yeah,
the villain
we know-
already.
and-
Yeah, it won't be a villain of the week.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
It has to be the
Like,
best thing.
yeah,
because
'cause
it's everything we've already known for years.
The same way where how Daredevil is like the best because they had
Build
time to
everybody
build him up.
Yep.
We've known Thanos was going to be around since Avengers 1.
I'm excited.
So there we go.
I'm excited for Civil War. So like this did not like make me less excited for anything. Although I do, because of the battle stuff and just like the faceless robot army, I definitely have superhero movie fatigue right now. And I really need Ant-Man to be something different, which I think it will be. And I really need. Is there something else coming out this year? No.
No,
I need Ant-Man to be different. Luckily, I think it will be. So I think this will be good.
Did you? I guess you covered your eyes during the trailer in the movie theater.
Oh, I left. Yeah.
Good.
I left to go. Oh, actually, I didn't get it. I left for Jurassic World, even though I don't care.
Oh, good.
Jurassic World ain't going to do it for the story, so I didn't want to see anything.
Yeah.
Avengers: Age of Ultron. I was disappointed only because Marvel so far has not had a misstep. Aside from like Hulk and maybe I didn't really like the first Thor or first Cap as much. Oh, and Iron Man 2. You know what? Okay, sorry, not had a misstep, but they've really done a great fucking job.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm literally disappointed only because my Boy Scout son, I found him smoking pot. That's the only reason.
Yeah, it's like I'm not sad.
That's it.
Just disappointed.
I'm,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah, it's,
mad. I'm
it's,
disappointed. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like I didn't.
because I loved enough about it.
I didn't hate it, but I wanted to like it more,
Yeah,
and I didn't.
we all
Like,
wanted to like it more because we
yeah.
know they could. I think they could have done better.
'Cause
And
I
you know
really-
what? You know who thinks they could have done
Yeah.
better? I bet Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
He spoke. He spoke.
Just-
He spoke through Ultron at one point, and he said, "This is the best I can do."
Avengers: Age of Ultron for me. Final thoughts. I I borderline loved it, and I think it did some things better than the original Avengers, and it did some things worse. But overall, I had a great time.
It was ballsier than the original Avengers. I'll give it that. I think it was, and I appreciate that. I do appreciate that.
I appreciate
the
balls.
stuff, all that, like some things they did. Definitely appreciate that. So yeah, good for them.
So that was me.
But doesn't change that I'm very excited, if not more excited. Thinking about how I didn't really love this as much almost makes me more excited for Civil War because it's characters we love. It's now we know, and Infinity Wars. I'm excited.
We do want to know what you guys think in the
Yes,
comments.
I do. But I don't want to know what you think about what I think so much as what you think about the movie.
Yeah.
Don't review our review.
Now, I've just learned in the comments of my review, we're not looking for between the lines interpretations and explanations of Ultron.
No, I gotta see it again.
Right?
I can't do
we
that.
get
I
it with
gotta see it
Ultron. A lot
again.
of people have been.
I think I would like it
Ultron.
again.
But we just want to know what you guys think.
Seeing it again.
What the movie made you feel. Definitely let us know.
Things you liked, things you didn't like, because I'm sure you didn't love everything or hate everything like we did. Like we knew there's things we like and things we didn't. So yeah, let us know.
And did your favorite character have time to shine? Let us know.
I think everybody did.
For me,
but,
I came.
Yeah, who was your favorite? And that's pretty much it.